This morning, Harold Bennett, 73, passed away quietly in his own bed. No pain, no hospitals, no cold machines. But Harold's story isn't just about a peaceful ending. It's a brutal reminder. Most of us aren't prepared to have the ending we hope for. Harold wasn't famous. No headlines, no crowds. Just a life full of quiet choices that added up to something powerful. A retired teacher from a small Ohio town, Harold loved simple things: planting tomatoes with his grandson, making grilled cheese sandwiches, and laughing with family every Sunday night. He lived close to the people he loved. He stayed connected. He kept moving. He stayed grateful. And because of that, when his final moment came, it was gentle. But here's the painful truth. Unless we make certain choices now, most of us won't get that kind of ending. Harold's life teaches 5 critical lessons, simple steps you can start today to live longer, feel calmer, and protect yourself from a lonely, painful goodbye. Stay with me. This might be the most important message you hear this year. Number 1, he ignored the quiet warnings. Harold had always been active. He mowed his own lawn, fixed things around the house, even walked to the corner store most days. But lately something felt off. He was getting tired quicker, like a walk to the mailbox left him needing a nap. He'd laugh it off and say, "I guess I'm just getting older." His daughter noticed. "Dad, you seem slower," she said one evening. "Nah," he waved her off. "Just a long day." But the truth was, it had been months of long days. He started skipping his walks. Climbing stairs left him out of breath. He even stopped going to his weekly coffee meetup, blaming the weather. Inside, he knew something wasn't quite right, but it didn't feel like an emergency, so he did what a lot of people do. Nothing. And that's where the danger hides. So many people over 70 feel changes in their body and brush them off, feeling dizzy, unusually tired, or short of breath. These are not just part of getting old. These can be early signs of heart problems. According to the CDC, heart disease is still the #1 cause of death in people over 65. The warning signs often come quietly, like Harold's fatigue, and they're easy to miss, but your body is always trying to talk to you. When something feels different, slower, harder, heavier, it is not nagging, it is warning. The good news: there's something simple you can do. Start by listening. Every day, just jot down how you feel. Nothing fancy, a little notebook, or even your phone. How's your energy? Are you sleeping okay? How's your appetite? Do you feel lightheaded when you stand? Just noting those things can help you catch patterns early. And if something keeps showing up, maybe you feel more tired than usual, or food just doesn't taste right, do not wait. Call your doctor. Book a checkup. It is not overreacting. It is being in charge of your health. Harold did finally go in months later. Turned out his heart had been working too hard for too long. He's doing better now with treatment and lifestyle changes, but he wishes he had gone sooner. So if you're feeling a little off, trust yourself. Aging doesn't mean giving up energy or breath or joy. You deserve to feel well, not just okay. And hey, comment once on below if you've ever ignored a little symptom that turned out to be something more. Let's remind each other to pay attention. No shame, just support. We're in this together. Number 2, he waited too long to downsize stress. Harold was the kind of guy who liked to do it all himself. He paid the bills, fixed the leaking faucet, kept the yard looking sharp, and never once asked for help. He felt strong that way, like he was still in control, still capable, still needed. But what he did not say out loud was that it was getting harder. The stress of keeping everything together was piling up slowly, like dust you do not notice until it's thick on every surface. He started forgetting small things, where he put the keys, whether he'd paid the electric bill. He brushed it off as just getting older. But what was really happening? Chronic stress was quietly wearing him down. It turns out when we carry stress day after day without a break, our bodies pay the price. That constant tension raises something called cortisol, the stress hormone. And when cortisol stays high, it raises your risk of stroke, high blood pressure, even memory loss. It's not just a feeling, stress really can harm your health. But Harold, like many older adults, felt that asking for help meant becoming a burden. He didn't want to feel weak, or worse, invisible. So he kept going until his doctor finally had to sit him down and say, "You cannot do this alone anymore." Now let me tell you about Margaret. She's 76. She used to run around trying to do everything, just like Harold. But one day she paused and said, "What am I doing?" She hired a part-time helper, just a few hours a week. Now instead of scrambling with bills and house chores, she spends her mornings bird watching and takes community yoga twice a week. She says she feels younger now than she did 5 years ago. The difference: she let go of the stress she did not need to carry. If you're in a season where life feels a little too heavy, you don't have to fix it all at once. Start small, delegate where you can, ask your kids to help with bills. If they live far, use simple apps like Mint to track things, or even just a notebook to keep your monthly plans in one place. And when someone offers help, say yes. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. And here's a thought. If something's been sitting heavy on your mind lately, take a moment, write it down, or even better, share it in the comments. You are not alone in this, not even close. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is let someone in. Number 3, he thought loneliness was just part of aging. After Harold lost his wife, things got quiet. Too quiet. Days would go by without a knock on the door, a phone call, or even a simple chat with someone. He'd sit by the window, watching the world move on without him. When someone asked if he ever felt lonely, he'd just smile and say, "I'm used to it." But here's the thing. Getting used to loneliness does not make it any less harmful. In fact, researchers at Brigham Young University found that loneliness can be just as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yeah, 15, every single day. It affects your immune system, your heart, your brain, and it slowly chips away at your mood, your memory, even your will to move. And yet, it's something so many people, especially older adults, brush off like it's no big deal. But it is. The good news is there is a way out. Social connection is real medicine, and you do not need to be the life of the party to get the benefits. You can join a walking club, show up at a local potluck, even if you just bring cookies from the store, or simply call that friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Harold's neighbor Joe used to be in the same boat. He's a quiet guy, a veteran, kept to himself. But one day he joined a veterans book club at the local library. Nothing fancy, just a group of folks sitting around sharing stories, drinking coffee, laughing a little. Now Joe's mood is lighter, he sleeps better, and even his blood pressure's improved. Human connection has that kind of power. So if you've been feeling like Harold, like this is just how it is now, I promise it does not have to be. You are not alone in feeling alone, and you're not stuck there either. Tag a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or better yet, give them a call after watching this video. It might be the start of something that brings both of you back to life. Number 4, he waited for the perfect moment to enjoy life. Harold always said, "Someday I'll visit Yellowstone. Someday I'll learn the piano." But someday never came. He kept waiting for the right time, for work to slow down, for the bills to be paid off, for life to be a little less busy. And just like that, the years rolled by. He had good intentions. He thought there'd be a perfect moment, a big shining sign that says, "Now's the time." But that moment never showed up. And deep down, Harold carried a quiet ache. All those things he dreamed of, they stayed dreams. The truth is, you do not need a perfect moment. You just need to start. Life is not waiting for things to be easier or clearer. It is waiting for you to say yes, even in the middle of the mess, especially then. Here's something interesting. When we have something to look forward to, it actually lights up the brain. That's positive anticipation. It boosts dopamine, which helps with motivation, focus, and even your mood. Just planning something small like a weekend outing or lunch with a friend can give your brain a gentle lift. And the best part, you don't need a big bucket list to feel that joy. You can start small, plan one thing to look forward to each week. Maybe it's a breakfast date with someone you love, a movie night at home, a quiet walk at the park, or just a drive out to the lake to breathe a little deeper. Now let me tell you about Evelyn. She is 72, and at 70, she picked up painting for the very first time. She said she just woke up one day and thought, Why not? Now her home is full of color, canvases everywhere, paint brushes and coffee mugs, and laughter spilling from her weekly art group. She did not wait for perfect. She just started, and her life bloomed. You do not have to move mountains, you just have to move. So here's my question for you, Madam. What is something you have always wanted to try? What is your someday? Is it learning guitar, starting yoga, baking bread from scratch? Drop it in the comments. Let's say it out loud. Let's make it real. Because today is not perfect, but it is yours. Number 5. He didn't realize how much he meant to people. At Harold's memorial, the room was packed. Family, friends, old co-workers, even neighbors he hadn't seen in years. People took turns standing up, sharing stories about what Harold meant to them. The laughter, the tears, the memories, it was overwhelming. But the moment that hit hardest was when his grandson stepped up. He said, "Grandpa once told me to never be afraid of starting over. That advice gave me the courage to quit a job I hated and start my own business. He changed my life, and I never got to tell him." You could feel the silence in the room after that. Everyone realized the same thing. Harold never knew. He lived a full life, helped so many people, gave so much wisdom, but he left this world not knowing the impact he had. And it happens all the time. We wait for the perfect moment to tell someone we love them. We think, "I'll call them tomorrow," or "They already know how I feel." But the truth is they might not. There's someone out there right now who has no idea how much they mean to you. So here's a gentle reminder. Tell them. Write a short message. Leave a voicemail. Say something kind today, not someday. Margaret, a retired teacher, started writing 1 letter a month to her daughter. She didn't expect much from it, just wanted to stay close. But after a year, she said their relationship was the strongest it had ever been. All it took was a few handwritten words. You do not need to be a writer, just speak from the heart. If you want to go a little deeper, try starting a legacy letter journal. Once a week, write a few lines about something you've learned, something you love, or something you want your family to remember. Over time, it becomes a gift, something your loved ones can hold on to long after you are gone. Start small, but start today. And if you're ready to let someone know they matter, comment 5 below. Let's make sure no one we care about leaves this world without knowing how much they meant. Harold was the kind of man who didn't complain much. He kept things simple, took care of his family, and made peace with what life gave him. But sometimes small changes make a big difference. A few more checkups, a little less stress, maybe saying yes to that trip he always wanted. Who knows? Maybe he could have had more years, or more joy in the ones he had. What his story reminds us is this: your body whispers before it screams. Listen to it. If something feels off, check it out. There's no shame in caring for yourself. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. Let go of stress. Not because life gets easier, but because you get better at protecting your peace. Breathe deeper. Laugh more. Don't carry what is not yours to carry. Reach out, even if it's just a phone call. We all need each other. No matter how independent we are, connection is what gives life flavor. Do not wait until it's too late to say, "I'm thinking about you." And stop putting off what matters. If something's been on your heart for a while, a dream, a visit, a conversation, don't wait for someday. We don't always get that. Tell people they matter. The small stuff, a kind word, a warm smile, a moment of your time, can change everything. We all want to feel seen before we go. The truth is, a peaceful passing can be beautiful, but a life fully lived, that's unforgettable. You are writing your legacy every day, not just with what you do, but with how you make others feel. So start today, not tomorrow. And if this message spoke to you, hit that subscribe button for more powerful stories and real-life tips on living well after 70. Share this with someone who needs a little reminder that we're not just here to survive aging, we're here to live through it.